started to wonder, and I wondered, which led me to wonder. I had to wonder. I started to wonder. I couldn't help but 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 wonder.
What's up, gays and gamers and gals? It's City Girls Make Do, your favorite Sex and the City podcast. I'm Stephanie, and my vagina has anxiety.
I'm Alex, and I'm the Naomi Campbell of podcasting. Don't you ever compare yourself to me.
Oh, don't worry, I will not. This is episode 50.
Yeah.
We're half a century. No, we're pretty far into the podcast. We've done 50. That's like a year's worth of podcasting. I mean, well, we passed a year like a couple weeks ago, I guess.
Yeah, we did. This podcast is about to reach its menopause.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
It's just the natural course of the podcast. And I love it. I love it. We're on season 4, episode 2, which is called The Real Me.
This episode, I didn't, like, going into it, I didn't know what episode it was going to be. It's so iconic. And, like, there's so many cameos. There's a lot to talk about.
There were so many. I was, like, baffled by how many cameos. Like, I didn't think there were any more. Then we're, like, 5 minutes left in the episode, and there's another one. And I'm like, fuck. But, yeah, I guess the show is kind of in its prime, so makes sense.
We are at peak Sex and the City. I'm loving it.
It's extremely good shit. I love it. I feel like season 4 is like very solid as a season, so I'm super excited.
So, shall we jump in?
I think we should. So, yeah, we start out with Carrie at some club with Stanford, and they're just like, they're checking out some guy, and the guy they're checking out looks like he's like a supernatural brother to me, but I don't know. And like Stanford wants to talk to him, but he's like, I know what I look like, and, you know, guys like me don't get to go out with guys like that. And Carrie's being all, like, nice. Like, well, they don't see what I see then, because, you know.
Like, okay. I mean, Stanford is being real. Like, this guy is obviously, he's super attractive, but at the same time, you can't base everything on looks. And, you know, Stanford's a good guy. And he's cute.
I think he's charming. It's like, yeah, I think definitely people can be very vain, but I guess it's easy to kind of not get your hopes up when you feel like someone's out of your league and you don't want to, you know, you don't want to deal with getting shut down if you feel like that's what's going to happen. But yeah, but it's sad to see him kind of like thinking that he's not attractive enough for this fucking supernatural brother. So
definitely.
But then we get to meet Lynn, who's like this, like, what is she, a fashion producer? Is that her actual job?
Yeah, so she's like producing this fashion show. I'm not 100% sure what a fashion producer does. I guess she like kind of makes everything happen, you know, makes it look good. But yeah, she's Margaret Cho.
Yeah. She's really good.
I love it.
Yeah, she's very good, and she has so much attitude. She's just like, she says fuck a lot, which I always love to hear people say fuck.
Yeah, and she introduces Carrie to her gay boyfriend.
Yeah, who's she uses that term loosely because he's obviously a homosexual.
And he's just like he doesn't say a word throughout the show. Like, he's just there like smiling the whole time. It's so funny.
It's something. Yeah.
Like, it's stupid, but I do love it.
Yeah. She, like, I guess she wants Carrie to be in the show, because the whole thing is, like, it's a show where there's, you know, like, actual models, but then they kind of try to get, like, real people in it, so...
Yeah, it's a charity show.
Exactly.
The real people, we'll talk about the real people when we get there. But, like... she's like, okay, oh, Carrie, you're so fabulous, like, I want you to do this show, and Carrie's like, yeah, sure, I'm not a model, like, I don't really want to do that. And, you know.
It's so hard to take this seriously when you know she's Sarah Jessica Parker.
Yeah, like, you're so fucking ugly and fat and disgusting. Everyone hates you. So why don't you model? And it's such bullshit.
It's like, she's so beautiful. And it's like, yeah, I don't buy this at all, but it's fine. Okay.
Well, it's weird because, like, I always find it weird in TV shows where, you know, they have someone who is, like, quote unquote unattractive and they're like, I'm disgusting, I'm a horrible pig monster, and then they're played by like a beautiful person who maybe has like a crooked nose or something, like
yeah, that's always the case.
Yeah,
but yeah, I'm like, okay, fine, whatever, I'll try to buy into this. I'll go along with with this story. But Carrie doesn't really want to do it, I guess, and like, I don't know, I guess Lynn's just kind of like keeps being like, no, like if I have to get a model to wear your skin, then I'll do it.
Yeah.
She really likes Carrie because I guess, I don't know, Carrie is quite fashionable. So
she's a fashionista.
Exactly. So then we go to the girls eating brunch.
Oh wait, can I talk about Carrie's outfit really quickly?
Oh yes, you absolutely can.
Okay, so she's wearing like a black, like sleeveless top. And then a white corset over the top, which already, like, questionable. And then a black wide belt over the corset over the top. And it makes it look like when the camera first was on her, I thought she was wearing, like, a white bra and panties over, like, a normal outfit.
It's a choice.
She looks... Why would you wear a corset and then a belt?
That's a really good question. Because, yeah, the whole point of a belt is, like, I mean, I guess you can wear them for style, but the point is, like, to keep your clothes fitted to you. But, of course, it is going to keep your clothes fitted to you already, because that's what it does. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
And then, like, yeah, if you're wearing, like, remember those big old wide belts that were in fashion? Like, those,
sadly, yes.
Yeah, but, like, those were to sort of accentuate your waist, which a corset would do. But then also, why are you wearing a corset, like, over a top? Like, nothing was flattering. I hated it. it, and this is the worst outfit. Especially, she wears, like, she wears lovely clothes during this episode, but not this. Not this.
No, she has some really amazing looks later in this episode, and I entirely just forgot about this one completely, which is probably for the best.
Yeah.
So they go to brunch, I guess, the next day. And so Samantha's eating organic and Miranda has the biggest fucking huge white turtleneck on, and I love it. I'm sorry, but I love it. And then Samantha, so the whole reason I guess Samantha's eating organic is because she's having these like nude photographs taken soon, so she wants to like look her absolute best.
I mean, that's not, like, organic doesn't mean weight loss, but okay.
No, yeah, I have no idea. Organic doesn't mean fucking anything. But I guess this is the year 2000. Maybe people still don't know that, and it's fucking 2019, so
no,
whatever.
people literally do not understand what organic means, which is good for them, but they're fucking stupid.
It's fine. People have no literacy whatsoever about anything. It's fine. It's their problem. They're the ones spending like a ridiculous amount more money on food than I am. So it's not my problem, I guess, but whatever. Then Samantha's talking about how it's like, it's not for men. It's so that when she's older, she can look at her photos of herself naked and just remember how hot she was. And I love this so much.
Me too. Like, I'm just, queen.
Like, I'm obligated to stan. Like, I love this so much. I feel like this is a good idea, and I need to be doing this. Like, I need to do this so that when I'm, like, 70, I can be like, this selfie I took of my boobs at age 28 just fucking rules. Like, it's so fucking good.
I mean, that is, like... because obviously nowadays, like, you would just take new pictures of yourself.
Yeah.
But I do love that. It's like, I've tried to convince myself, like, okay, if I am going to live as long as I can, then maybe I should just wear nice outfits now so I can look back and go, oh, I look pretty nice in that, or whatever. Because, you know, whatever. I might be 7. I might be like one of those, you know, that like 90-year-old woman that's a fucking bodybuilder and is ripped as fuck. I might do that.
Oh, fuck.
But
yeah.
Meantime, I'll just use my metabolism. But yeah, I'm glad she's doing it. She's like, hey, it helps, you know, if a man does like it, but it's for me. And then eventually the conversation changes to fucking Carrie, because Carrie can't not talk about herself.
I know, right? She's like, Samantha, you're my hero. Also, I can't say no to this charity fashion event, but I really want to say no to it. And I'm like, oh, wow, you have such a hard life. You have such hard problems.
They really want me to model. Oh, my life is so hard. Yeah.
Oh my God.
But they're like, oh, fuck what anyone else has to say, you know. Don't worry about other people's opinions, because Carrie says like that when she watches models and she judges them, and they're all like, well, you're not a model, so
I do love when they reinforce that she's not a model.
I'm not a model. It's like, I'm not a rapper.
Yeah.
I'm not a rapper.
I do love how encouraging Charlotte is. She's just like, you gotta do this. Such a good opportunity. Carrie, you gotta do it. Like, I would do it. And just, she's so encouraging of her friend. I love it.
I do love her. I do love how encouraging they are. But then Miranda's kind of like, not.
Miranda's just like, I have nothing to say. Because Carrie's like, don't you have something to say? Like, what do you feel about this, Miranda? And she just like shrugs. She's like, I don't give a shit what you do.
No. I mean, I guess she's like, if you really want to do it, then do it. But Miranda doesn't give a shit either fucking way, which I guess is just honest.
I mean, valid.
Yeah.
She's not exactly the kind of person who seems like she's gonna go hang out and like watch a fashion show.
No. Whereas the other two, like the other 3 of them obviously would.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Especially like Samantha and Carrie, I think. Like Charlotte, It sounded like Charlotte had kind of been dragged to them with Carrie, but still like enjoyed going.
Yeah,
I
of
guess.
course.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it would be fun. I'd like to go to a fashion show.
I'd like to go to one. I don't think I'd like to get dragged to like 8, which is what Charlotte says. She's like, Carrie took her to like 8 this season.
Well, I guess they're like all in 1 or 2 days, so that you kind of end up seeing like 8.
Yeah, I guess so. And then Miranda goes to the gym after this. So she's like on the treadmill.
Blasting Ricky Martin.
There's fucking She Bangs is playing, and it fucking, I have not heard the song in a while. So
would you say it bangs? It's a banger.
I would say it might just be a certified banger. So, yeah. Then some guy with a bad haircut comes up to her and starts flirting with her. And yeah.
This is wild. He's like, you're hi, like I just think you're really sexy. And Miranda's like, huh?
If someone came up to me and started saying I was sexy, I would be like, stop talking to me, go away. I don't like this at all. Unless it was like a woman, then I would be like, thank you so much.
True.
I'm gonna drop dead now. But if it was a man, I would be like, please die.
Well, it's like, I don't, like, sexy is like a lot. Like, if someone's like, oh, you're really beautiful, then you can just be like, thanks. But if someone's like, you're really sexy, it's like, do you have a fucking boner right now? Why are you calling me sexy?
Yeah, that is true. It has a weird vibe to it.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God. I couldn't stop laughing the other day. Sexy is such a weird word for me to use. The other day, Matt was like sitting next to me on the couch, and I just started like talking, and I don't know why I was saying words, and I was just like, I was like, hello, sexy boy. And I was like, I have no idea why I said that. I'm so sorry. Why did that come out of my mouth? And he was like, what the fuck? And I'm like, I don't know where that came from. And then we just laughed about it for like 5 minutes.
Oh
and
my gosh.
I was so embarrassed. I was like, I just don't use this word.
No. But you see, as the Tuca to your Bertie, I always call stuff sexy. Even like I call everything but people sexy. Like, I'm like, this is it's a very sexy salad I just made.
That's me, except with like slutty, I think.
Yeah.
I'll look at the pasta I ordered and be like, this is a slutty pasta, and then I'll dig into it.
I mean, I have been called sexy before, and like a couple times, and I'm like, thanks. Like, it is mostly from people who aren't men, or they're a man.
Yeah.
Like, if a man has called me sexy, it's sort of because they were either flirting with me or they were being weird, or they were flirting with me and I was not receiving it.
Yeah, I don't love it.
No.
Yeah.
But Miranda's like, okay. And he's like, do you want to go on a date? And she's like, okay.
Yeah.
But she calls Carrie when she gets home and she's like, that's kind of weird. Why did this guy call me sexy? And Carrie's like, oh, just, stop complaining about being called fucking sexy.
True. I thought this was such a funny scene because Carrie just drags Miranda.
Yeah.
Because Miranda's like, no one ever calls me sexy. Like, I want them to think I'm sexy after I win them over with my personality. And Carrie's like, you're winning people over with your personality?
I mean,
she fucking just roasts her, like, lays her out to get fucked. Like,
I guess it's revenge for when Miranda roasted Carrie, but like, it was scolding. And then, Carrie's like, what, you don't want to be called sexy? And Miranda's like, you don't want to be a model. And then Carrie just fucking hangs up.
She does hang up, and it's, like, not meant to be rude, but, like, if that was real life and someone just hung up right after saying that, like, that's so rude.
It is wild. I love it.
It's very funny. I love the imaginary world of TV and the weird things people do.
Yeah, but you can just hang up to people without like, bye. Like that.
Especially after they say something like that.
That little like dance you have to do to be like, like I know I'm hanging up and I want you to know that I'm not mad at you. I'm just hanging up.
Yeah. This gets Carrie to wonder. She's thinking and typing, and her question of the week is: do we ever see ourselves clearly? Because we just don't know. So,
but do you really know?
Do we know? I don't know. I don't think we know.
No.
Do you see yourself clearly?
No, because I have glasses.
That's true.
I'm notoriously terrible eyesight, so I can't see myself clearly. Like, I was, so as we all know, I shaved my face. I don't know if I mentioned this, but I was shaving my face last night, and I had to, like, turn the mirror so it was on the, like, max side, and then, like, squint and be really close up to it to make sure I didn't fucking slice my face off. So, no, I can't see myself clearly at all. But, no, I get it. I think, like, you're always, like, I will see someone with the same feature as I have and be like, they're beautiful. And then I'll see that on myself and think it's ugly. Like, I think that's a sort of a sad reality.
I get that for sure. I think everyone kind of does that.
Yeah.
And then we jump from Carrie's question to, so now Samantha is about to get her photos taken, and Tony Hale is here.
I know.
So we have another cameo.
He doesn't come back. Like, I know this is, like, I guess, pre-Arrested Development by, like, a couple years.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, it's Tony Hale. He's going to do something. And then he just doesn't.
He doesn't. His name is Tiger, and that's it. That's all he does.
Yeah, and the whole joke is they keep calling him Tiger. It's really weird. He's not. Yeah, he's definitely not a tiger.
No, he's not. He's fucking Tony Hale, so, like...
Yeah.
And then we get just a straight up titty tally here, because Samantha just drops her robe and it's tits out.
Yeah, she's like full she swings her leg up onto the stool so you can like see a full vagine, and she's like, take pictures of me, I'm completely comfortable.
She's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
I love her. She's so good. And they're just like deer in headlights.
Yeah.
So, well, at least Tony Hale is.
Well, he is, he's checking out the titties and the kitty.
Ooh, he is.
That was good. I like that.
I do. I love that too.
Yeah.
then we go to a scene where Carrie and Charlotte are walking with an umbrella, but I don't think it's raining.
Yeah, good point.
But
I guess
that's not very important.
No, I guess it just has to be like, oh, it's cold.
I guess.
It rains in New York.
Fine.
Yeah, whatever.
And, yeah, true.
But
they're completely dry, so it's like...
They're fine.
Mm-hmm.
And Charlotte's like, Carrie, do you like your gynecologist?
Does anyone like their gynecologist? I mean, it's not like... I mean, you can definitely dislike your gynecologist, but...
I guess it's like, you know, do they listen to you and stuff? Like, that would be the main thing of like, do they actually listen to what you have to say, or do they just go, you know, as doctors often do, sadly.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so she asks because there's something wrong with her vagina.
And there's an issue, and Carrie's like, just say it. Just say something wrong with your vagina. And obviously she's Charlotte, so she's like, oh no, I'm shy.
I don't want to talk about my vagina.
Not in public.
No, and she okay, so she knows it's not a yeast infection, but she doesn't want to talk about it, even though she's the one who brought up the gynecologist in the first place. But yeah. It's fine.
Which, okay, I guess I get it, though. It's weird to talk about health stuff, but also, like, you did kind of bring it up. But yeah, she says that she was pretty sure she had a yeast infection, and then she went to her gynecologist, and he said no. And so now she doesn't know what's wrong with her. Can't you get a yeast infection test at home, or did they not have those yet? Were they not invented?
I'm pretty sure when you have a yeast infection, you kind of just know. I mean, I guess she couldn't just Google symptoms back then, but like, yeast infections, I feel like tend to kind of just run their course, and you kind of know what it is when you get it, but...
I've never had one.
Well, that's nice. It's, yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's kind of like a UTI where, like, if you know what it is and you treat it, like, pretty much, it goes away on its own eventually, unless it's, like, a particularly bad case, and then you might need to go and get something, like, to get it taken care of, but...
Yeah, but it is one of those things that, like, you know your body, and you kind of know when you have it, and...
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but there's something else wrong. Something is not right with Charlotte's vagina, and we gotta get to the bottom of it.
Yeah.
So...
What was her vagina called? Rebecca or something?
It was Rebecca. Yeah.
All right, Rebecca's having Rebecca's having a bad day. She's a little unwell.
No, Rebecca's a little under the weather. So.
Yeah.
But and then Carrie again just changes the subject, I guess, to be about not about her, but you know, something that she cares about more than Charlotte's vagina.
Basically about her.
I know. Yeah.
But she's like, oh, do you have any friends you could set up Stanford with? Because he said he's gonna start looking for sex workers, and we can't have that.
And Charlotte's like, that's so sad, and like, what? I
don't know. Let him enjoy himself. But I get it. Like, just say he's lonely. Yeah, just say he's lonely. That's the situation.
Exactly. But, you know, I mean, Charlotte actually she tries to follow through the best she can, which is calling up the literal only gay person she knows, Anthony, her wedding stylist from before, and just being like, oh yeah, he'd be, Stanford would be great for Anthony. And, Anthony picks up the phone and is basically just like, who would play him in a movie? Which is, that's a kind of an interesting question if you're trying to get someone to, like, describe a potential, like, if someone's trying to set you up, I guess. I mean, it's kind of vain, but, like...
But, I mean, I guess you also have their sort of, like, their personality can be described by who would play them in a movie as well.
That's true.
Because there are actors who are maybe a bit more dramatic or a bit more comedic.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, that's a good point.
More intense. But it's an interesting question. I did quite like it. And she says a young Ed Harris.
Yeah, a young Ed Harris.
It's literally just because he's bald.
Yeah, that's literally it.
Like, who's a famous bald actor? Ed Harris. Okay, be Ed Harris.
Uh-huh.
And Anthony's like, that's fucking, Ed Harris is fucking sexy. Like, Westworld hasn't come out yet, but, you know, when it does. Oh my God. Okay. She's like a young Ed Harris. And then it's fucking McPoyle from Westworld. It's a Westworld joke, but I've forgotten his name. Yeah, it's what's his face. It's a whole thing. If you watch
I haven't seen Westworld, so
okay, well, it would make sense. You know the blonde McPoyle brother?
Oh yeah, I knew that he was in Westworld. Yeah.
Okay, he plays the younger version of Ed Harris. Spoilers for the first season of Westworld. Not that anyone fucking cares, but
it's fine.
It's fine.
We better not get hate mail about this.
I would love if this is what we get hate mail for. Not for constantly like talking shit about every man who's ever existed and isn't Matt, but like just for
spoiling
like
season 1 of Westworld. Like
which came out like years ago.
yeah, it's fine. People
fine.
can be mad. I mean, I've seen people get like mad before because like what was it? Fucking someone got mad once because I spoiled the end of Wind Waker, which is like a game from fucking, I don't know what, 2001 or something like that for the fucking Nintendo GameCube. And I'm like, it's a Zelda game. It's not like who did a murder. It's like the ending of a Zelda game. Like, why do you care?
I've never played a Zelda game, but can I guess? He beats the bad guy and wins the heart of Zelda. Is that it?
He does beat the bad guy.
Okay,
so,
and then Zelda's like, that's sick. I'm not gonna like go out with you, but like I did think that was kind of cool.
Zelda does say that was sick. So
that was fucking sick,
you nailed
bro.
it.
Yeah.
That was fucking sick, Link.
Well,
it's really good.
It was like
that's why it's my favorite game.
Yeah, it's Tony Hawk's Link, Legend of Zelda, the game.
But yeah, like, I get it if it's like, I mean, I don't get it because I think spoilers are stupid, but like, I'd get it if someone was like, oh no, you spoiled who like the Twin Peaks killer is, and I'm like, it was 1991. Yeah. But like, at the same time, it's like, it's still something that could be spoiled, I guess.
Yeah. I guess, but then also, I mean, isn't that like episode, like that's still in the first season they say or is it season 2? Like
it's the second season.
It's like, yeah.
But
like, you can still watch it and know who the killer was, kind of.
It's still a good show if you know who the killer is. Like, grow up, but okay.
I'm pretty sure if you explain to someone who's never seen Twin Peaks who the killer was, they wouldn't understand what the fuck you were saying anyway.
Yeah, that's actually pretty true. Depends on how many levels you get into it.
Yeah, if you get into the first level, okay, understood. Second level, maybe. When you're like in the fucking like, now we're talking about the return, I don't understand what happened to the return, so don't fret.
It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. So
it's fine. Anyway, where were we?
We're going to... Well, okay, so we go back to Carrie's apartment, and Lynn basically she doesn't force her to come to do the fashion show, but she's like, Carrie, you're not returning my calls for fuck's sake. Like, fucking get in or get out. Like,
well, she
don't waste my time.
Well, Carrie's like, I don't know because I'm not a model, and she's just like, I don't have time for this shit because I need to put on a show. So just tell me if you're going to do it or not. Dolce & Gabbana can get someone else. And apparently Dolce & Gabbana wanted her specifically because the designers get to choose who their people are.
Yeah. So that gets Carrie very interested. She's like, oh, do I get to keep the clothing? And then basically we cut to her trying on clothes.
Yes. With Alan Cumming.
Alan Cumming is here, and I was so excited. I didn't even remember that he was in the show at all, and I saw him, and I was just delighted. I love Alan Cumming so much. He's just so delightful.
Bicon!
Just absolute bicon. Like, truly great. Love to see it.
And he's playing, so I guess he's like the dresser or whatever. They're doing the dress fittings, and Carrie's wearing this like really gorgeous like bodycon, like column dress. It's all floral. It's really pretty. I saw a dress like this on Urban Outfitters, but it was sheer, and I wanted it so bad. But unfortunately, I didn't get it because it's sold out, and also probably
rip.
probably wouldn't have fit me anyway, and it was overpriced. But
Yeah.
Carrie looks great. The dress is too long for her because she's short.
She's not a model. She's a real person.
Yeah.
Real people are short.
She's short. Real people are short. See, my friend's a model and she's like 5'2". Like,
Jesus. Like,
you can be
Carrie's
short and
tiny.
she's tiny. She's tiny. But like, you can be a model and be short. But yeah, runway models are very tall, typically.
Yeah.
So he's like,
And- yeah.
he's like, let's try a different dress on. This one can be reserved for Heidi.
The Heidi.
Yeah, it's from Project Runway.
Mm-hmm. And Carrie's also kind of just like, oh, put me in the tallest heels you can, because I walk in heels all the time and I'm totally fine with it. So just like heel me up, and
What could go wrong?
nothing could go wrong. She's so smart and so wise and so good at walking in heels. So yeah.
Okay, anyway, and then this, like, photographer walks in, and he's like, I thought he was hot. Don't at me.
I didn't like him at all. Like, the second he walked in, I was like, I don't like this guy, and I don't even know why. He hasn't even said anything yet, and I just don't like him. Like, he has, like, it's like as if a person could have, like, a bad, not like a bad stink to them, because he obviously doesn't look like the kind of person, he doesn't look like he smells, but like a bad
An
personality
aura.
stink to him.
Yeah. It's
yeah,
his
an aura,
vibes,
aka
his aura.
His
Bad
vibes. I diagnose him with bad vibes, with stinky vibes. So he has stinky vibe disorder, and I don't know.
So he comes in. I had an IMDb because I oft do. He's the
Yes.
voice of Max Payne for all our geeks and gamers out there.
Oh,
Hey.
okay. Well, good for him, I guess.
Yeah.
So
But he's
Yeah.
like, hey, I'm a Paul or whatever. And Carrie's like,
Yeah.
oh, I know who you are. He's a fashion photographer, but now he's doing like more candid stuff instead of photo shoots. And he's taking behind the scenes pictures for the show, for some magazine.
Yeah.
Whatever the fuck. Whether he's a photographer, he's taking pictures of her.
yeah, he just keeps snapping pictures while she's like making dumb faces when she's in the middle of like not posing like a model, and she's just like, I hate this. Stop doing that.
Yeah. But then
yeah,
he's
he does ask her out for a drink.
do you want to get a glass of wine sometime? And she's like, yes, I am horny.
She is horny, and she's definitely wanting to go out for wine. Can I also say this? This just made me laugh because I'm thinking about how his name is Paul. Nathan messaged me like 3 days ago and was like, he was basically just telling me about how he watched this recent Keanu movie. Where Keanu plays someone named Paul, and then like in parentheses they were like, this is worse than Frank. Because like 2 months ago, they'd messaged me and been like, Keanu played someone named Frank, which is so unfortunate. I can't believe they did Keanu so dirty.
I mean, okay, when your name is The Breeze Over the Mountains, to play
Yeah.
someone called fucking Paul or Frank is doing a disservice.
It really is. It's so unfortunate. And so every time I hear Paul, it just is going to make me think of Nathan being like, this is worse than Frank.
This is worse than Frank.
Yeah.
I guess-
Yeah, not great.
I mean, Paul is technically the best Beatle, but that's not saying
You're
much.
right. That's like saying, oh, this is like the best stinky shoe in this dumpster. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, but anyway, then we go to did we mention that Miranda had a date with the gym guy and it went well and he called her sexy again?
Yeah, I think we forgot. Yeah, we didn't mention that. And she just kind of like laughs and they kiss, and it's like, okay. And she's still very like bewildered by being called sexy, I guess, which,
Yeah.
sure.
Okay. And then we see Charlotte's at the vag doctor, and she says, "Oh, I've had like several women come in with the same symptoms. It's not a yeast infection. It's called vulvodynia. And your vagina's depressed."
Which is normal. She's gonna put her on a mild antidepressant for her vagina.
It be like that.
I guess so. Like, I don't know. I don't understand. I didn't look this up. I should have looked this up. Is this real?
I looked it up. It's real.
Okay, is it actually vagina depression? Like, is that actually what it is?
Mm.
Like, or are they just trying to play it up for the show?
They're playing up for the show.
Okay.
It's like a chronic pain thing, and I think it said it's one of like with almost all chronic pain, they're like, we don't know how it's caused.
Right.
But
Of course.
but basically it's chronic pain in your vulva. And one of the treatments is an antidepressant, but it's not because your vagina is depressed. It's just, I don't know, like antidepressants get prescribed for a lot of things which aren't depression.
Right.
So it's just one of the treatments for it, and there are lots of different other treatments, but yeah, it's just, it'd be like that.
Okay, got it.
Mm-hmm.
So, but they do think it's very funny that her vagina is depressed. Which, I mean, when you phrase it like that, of course it's going to be funny. But.
Yeah, but like also, she's obviously uncomfortable, and you know, like your friend's in pain. She had to go to the doctor. It's not funny, but then it is funny because her vagina is depressed. Same girl.
Yeah.
My vagina is very depressed at the moment. R.I.P.
Right?
She's wearing hoodies. Hasn't come out of her room in weeks.
No, exactly. And she does have to keep a journal, which is a vagina journal. So
that is very depression.
A vajournal. That's what Matt just said. A vajournal.
A vajournal. Matt, come on, City Girls.
Yeah, Matt, come on, City Girls Challenge. The girls, they're asking about it, and they do make some jokes that were kind of funny, because Carrie was, like, joking about how, like, the things she has to write in her vagina journal, like, dear vagina, I have a crush on a boy, and just, like, they're laughing about it, and Charlotte is also laughing about it, so it's not like they're, like, really
they're
making
not
fun of
bullying her, no.
Yeah.
I mean, they kind of are, but, like, this episode had, like, lots of, like, playful bullying.
Yeah, which is, like, you know, I mean, if you and your friends aren't constantly, like, making fun of each other within your boundaries, then are you really friends? I mean, I don't know. But then Samantha comes in with her nudes.
Yeah, and she can eat now.
Slams them on the table. Yeah. She's so excited.
Yeah, she's like, I can eat processed foods again, so I'm very happy. And she passes them over to Charlotte, and she's like, oh, obviously you have an autistic eye. Can you have a look over these and tell me what you think? And Charlotte looks at them, and she's like, your full-on vagina is out. This isn't art.
Like, my favorite part of this is that they're, like, printed on, it's like a bunch of photos printed on one sheet, and Samantha has, like, a little magnifying glass for it, so you can see them all up close, like in really good detail. And so Charlotte has to, like, look at these nudes with a tiny little magnifying glass to see this. And she looks in it, and just all she sees is vagina, I guess.
I do love the delivery on this line, because she says it like she's, like, so disappointed, and, like, she's like, I went to college, I studied art history, and you dare to patronize me in such a way. Like, I'm not a seasoned art curator. You want me to look at your fucking nudes? Like, she's so disappointed in her. It's
better art than a lot of art. Like, I'd rather look at this than a fucking, like, Andy Warhol piece or something.
I would rather look at her confident and happy with her body than just, like, some photographer's girlfriend who's, like, skinny and white and is just, like, in the bed, like, eating cereal in a fucking, like, American Apparel bikini. Yeah, I think I know what I'd rather look at.
Yeah, I guess, well, I mean, Charlotte just didn't expect, she knew it was nudes, but she didn't expect it to be, like, full frontal. And, I mean, Charlotte says that she's never even seen her own that close up before, so they get into this, like, discussion about how weird it is that Charlotte's never taken a look before.
Yeah.
I remember Charlotte thinks it's ugly.
And they're like, no wonder it's depressed.
Which is kind of pretty funny. I mean,
I remember I used to read, like, a lot of, like, teen, like, magazines, and they were like, and I remember reading one, it was like, you should have a look at your vagina with a mirror. And I was like, okay.
I mean, you should just do that anyway, just because. Just curiosity. I don't know.
I guess, like, I don't know.
You don't have to, but I mean...
No, you might as well. You should know what you're working with, I guess.
Just, yeah, it's there. So,
but that's it for now. And then Miranda's on her second date with this guy, and he's in her apartment. They're having drinks, and Miranda's feeling much more confident. She's wearing like a tiny little black dress, and she's got her earrings on. She's all like seductive.
she does look very good. And she's doing a lot of the talking this time because she feels so confident and she feels so sexy. And then she leans in to kiss him after she's been like talking about, I don't know, she's just been kind of talking herself up a bit. And then he kind of just like leans away and takes a sip of his wine instead. And Miranda's like,
yeah, she's like,
excuse
I
me?
love my job. I love my friends. I love my apartment. Like, no one's ever spoken like that in their entire lives.
It's funny because it's kind of just like, I get why it would be kind of weird to hear someone kind of talk like that, but like after you keep going on and on about how sexy they are and stuff, it's kind of just like,
well, what did you expect?
Yeah, I don't know. It is very weird to kind of just suddenly not be into it as soon as they realize that they're, you know, it's, you know, very One Direction. That's what makes you beautiful is you don't know you're beautiful. And it's like, well, fuck you.
I can use your appearance. I can use your self-esteem issues to take advantage of you.
It's dumb. So
yeah, it fucking sucks. Anyway, it's Sam takes the photo to the framer, I guess, and she wants his approval. Like she's like, oh, I want the frame to come here just by my tits.
He's being so deadpan and just like normal and doing his job and just like not being a weirdo, and she just is not having it. She's like, I really want you to notice that I'm naked, and she's like, what? And over here by my ass.
Yeah, I mean,
and she does not care for it.
No, he just doesn't care, and she's like really like, I mean, borderline sexually harassing him by being like, look at my naked body. But he's just like, I do not care. Yeah,
exactly.
It's great.
And she seems to not even buy a frame. She seems to just be like, ugh, forget it, and leaves without even purchasing anything because he didn't give a shit about her gigantic blown up naked photo.
I'm not being funny, but like, how hard is it to buy a frame? Like, do you need the picture? Just buy a fucking frame.
Like, yeah, I don't really think so. I mean, all you need is the dimensions unless you want someone to see the photo, which, like, I would never want that.
I mean, you could be like, oh, it's in black and white.
And it's easy to match colors with that. I feel like she should care more about matching to her apartment than to the colors in the photo, but
whatever.
I don't know.
She just wants someone to see her nude body.
I mean, yeah, that's valid of her because, I mean, look at the photo. It looks fucking great. So
yeah. She's a little pervert and she wants people to see her naked. That's that.
It's valid.
Being a pervert is valid if you're a fictional character and a woman.
Yeah, exactly. So she leaves, and then I guess Carrie's out with Paul. Oh, this is the scene where we get that one line from the show that I always just loathe to see screen caps of and want to die every time I think about it.
The one where she's like, okay, so she says, when I first moved to New York, I bought Vogue instead of dinner because I felt that it fed me more.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Like, it literally just means she has, like, severe issues with her body, I think. I have no idea. It's like, I really don't know. Like, she literally just wants to, I have no idea.
And I guess, like, maybe she was eating paper, but also Vogue isn't that expensive.
Yeah, I mean, she was saying, like, she was broke, but, like, I don't understand. It's one of those lines that I hate so much, and it seems like such an iconic line from the show. Like, I feel like I see it a lot, and
I mean, it does feel very stupid to spend your last, like, $4 on Vogue instead of
And-
like, I mean, even Carrie,
yeah.
like, okay, well, if I can't afford to eat, like, I'll buy her some cigarettes because
Yeah.
but it's just so pretentious. It doesn't make any sense. It
doesn't make any sense.
No.
Yeah. And it just kind of like glorifies disordered eating instead of making it seem like maybe this was a problem for you.
Yeah, it feels very eating disordery and not like fun and quirky. But
Yeah.
as soon as she said this, like for me, the screen went like black and white, and then it had the subtitles at the bottom, like it was fucking 2013 Tumblr. Like
Yeah.
it was like a shitty quality GIF. Like it just turned into that for a second, and then went back to normal.
Uh-huh.
It was
Yeah.
horrible.
It's
But yeah,
awful.
she's on her date with this photographer guy, with Paul, which is worse than Frank.
Yeah.
And she's okay. This is such a terrible date. The whole time she's talking about models and Vogue, and she has a whole book of like his pictures, and she's like, "Oh, tell me about so and so who was a bitch, who was like a bigger bitch." You know, "Oh, I love Cindy Crawford. What was she like?" And he clearly doesn't want to talk about that. Like he says, you know, "I enjoyed doing it, but it just felt like a bit monotonous, and what I'm doing now I'm really passionate about." And she's like, "Yeah, whatever, tell me about Cindy Crawford."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't understand why she cares that much. She's never really seemed to be that into the whole model thing. I mean, she's obviously very into fashion, but like we've never really seen her talk about this before.
No.
But then also just he's obviously not interested. I don't know. But he's just like, well, you know what's more beautiful than a model is what's real, and shows the candids he took of her, and just like it's like
She does look gorgeous though.
she does, but that's because she's Sarah Jessica Parker. Like like what is she supposed to look like? Like she's just gonna look good anyway. So
Yeah, she's a very famous actress. She's not uggo. She's you know, if you want to act, you kind of have to be photogenic because you're on camera all the time.
right? Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of have to be.
But yeah, this is like a terrible day. Like, I can't believe she spent the whole time like, "Tell me about your work." And he's like, "I'd like to talk about, you know, what I'm doing now, I'm really passionate about." And she's like, "No, give me gossip." And then he's like, "Oh, you're really beautiful." And they kiss. And apparently it was just a kiss.
Yeah, it's boring to me. I just don't care about this at all. And yeah. Then this doesn't even really have like any kind of ending with this, whatever it is, with this Paul worse than Frank. We just go right from that to her and Stanford arriving at the fashion thing, and just like they're just chatting and getting to the clothing rack, and some guy points them there and is just like, "Oh, that's where the non-model section is." Which Carrie's like, let's pick up his ass.
And then we find out that like the non-models are like Fran Lebowitz and who's the other guy? I didn't write him down.
Frank Rich.
Frank Rich. And then she's like, "Oh, what? Didn't you find Egg Cock? Koch?" And then Lynn is like, "Oh yeah, Gucci wanted him." So they're all fucking uggos, I believe is the politically correct term.
I think that's how you say it that way. I think that's, you know, the unproblematic way to say that.
They're uggos.
Yeah. And Carrie's just like, seriously?
Yeah. It was just this, and the stamp is like, "Well, you're the most attractive out of the non-models."
She's also like the least famous out of them all.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, not, yeah.
I don't know. I mean, like, I couldn't name any famous, like, columnists for the New York Times, but then I don't know. I never read the New... Was I in the New York Times?
But I mean, she doesn't even... Yeah, she doesn't write for that. She writes for the New York Star.
Which
is like,
I'm guessing
I mean,
is like a tabloid, like the New York Post.
Yeah, like it's fictional, so...
Yeah, but I always sort of imagined it was like a tabloid and not a, like, it's trashy.
I would imagine.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
So she's feeling a bit hurt. Oh, as you would, I guess. And there's been a change of plan. She's not wearing this, like, blue... She's had, like... The dress they settled on was this sort of, like, blue sequin mini dress, and it's been changed to bejeweled panties.
Yeah, Carrie hates to see it.
Yeah.
But, like, I mean, they make it seem like that's the whole outfit.
Which it's not. It's not.
No.
The rest of the outfit is, well, so she's having, like, a breakdown.
Yeah, I would be too. I mean, I would be, like, if someone was like, you have to go on stage and model this, I would probably cry.
Yeah.
But yeah, she hates it. She's like, nope, I gotta get this changed. I hate it. Absolutely not doing it. And, yeah.
We go to Stanford real quick because he goes to sit down and he meets up with Charlotte and Anthony, and neither of them like each other.
Nope, because I guess the whole idea was like, I guess Charlotte had told him like that he was coming here to meet Stanford, and so they knew it was gonna happen. But then like, yeah, the second Anthony sees Stanford, he's just like, nope. Like he hates it.
Yeah, he's
immediately disappointed, and I love that Stanford asks if his name is Italian, and Anthony says it's Sicilian, and Stanford's just like, is that different? Which is like, me too, buddy.
Yeah,
like they're the same, but okay. Anthony is like, yeah, they're different, because he's a piss baby. So
I mean, they speak Italian in Sicily,
like, isn't it literally the same country?
Yeah. I mean, even if there was, like, a whole thing with, like, Cyprus, where people are, like, Greek Cypriot and then Turkish Cypriot, and there's, like, a whole if you confuse the other, then they get pissed off. But, like, they do speak Italian.
Yeah.
So the name would be Italian, but fine, whatever. I don't fucking know. I'm not Italian or Sicilian.
He's a baby, and he's mad that he has to be set up with Stanford because he doesn't like it. And Stanford
goes back to Carrie, and then Anthony's talking to Charlotte, and he's like, why did you set me up with him? Did you just think we'd get along because we're both gay? And Charlotte's
like that one.
No.
I mean, obviously, Charlotte's like that one image that's like, if you take the top and you take the bottom and you just put them together. And it's like, you can't just do that.
No, I do. Have you seen all these fucking straight women saying their bottoms?
Yeah.
Oh, it makes me want to fucking...
You can just use words.
Oh, it makes me want to fucking die. They're like, oh, I'm a bottom because my boyfriend has heteronormative, like, cisgender sex with me, but his penis in my vagina. We have sex for a minute and a half, and I do not orgasm.
Yeah.
But that's it.
Yeah, it's like you can just say words and they can mean the things that you want them to. So
apparently.
It's like when someone says, wow, did you see like this person's outfits? They're so butch, and they're like wearing a blazer. And that's it.
Yeah, or they're like, oh my god, he's so femme, and they're wearing pink. Like, that's not what words mean.
Yeah, just shut up. Shut up.
Anyway, so Stanford goes back and he's talking to Carrie and he's like, what the fuck? Like, he calls Anthony a queen. I mean, I guess Anthony is a bit of a diva, but, you know, it's like, okay.
I mean, so is Stanford, so.
Yeah. So, you know, he's like, why would you set me up with him? Like, I don't get it. I'm not interested. Blah, 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 blah. Carrie gets convinced to wear the knickers, because she's gonna wear a big coat with it.
It looks really good when you see like the whole. I mean, I don't like her eye makeup, but like she looks good otherwise.
Yeah,
like,
and she gets her hair and makeup done by like actual real hair and makeup people. Which I do.
They do make her hair very big.
They do make her hair very big, including Kevin Aucoin, who used to do like Britney's makeup. So he's a big name.
That's cool. I didn't know that.
Orlando Peter, who I don't really know too much about, but I know Kevin.
Okay.
Anyway, so she's all done up, and she's like, okay, Stanford, go get Samantha. Like, I need Samantha because I need her to give me a pep talk. And So he goes to go get her. Samantha comes backstage and okay, all right, so Samantha comes back to her and she's like, "You're a model. You're perfect. You're beautiful. You're like Linda Evangelista." You know, gassing her up basically, and she does look gorgeous. Again, she's Sarah Jessica Parker.
Yeah, like it's a really, once they pull it together, like it's like a long blue blazer type thing that looks very good, but then it's like kind of spread open so that you can see like the sparkly underwear thing. Yeah. It's really cute. I don't love the hair they do because it's just very like, I don't know, do they just like tease the shit out of it? Like it's just so big.
Yeah. I don't really understand. I mean, they're like, oh, we want big hair, but then her hair's already big. So they straighten it and then tease the shit out of it. Like, RIP to her fucking ends.
Yeah, that's just brutal. And then her eye makeup is horrifying to me because it's literally just it looks like they just put coal across her eyes. Like, it's like extremely smoky eyeliner, but like times 50.
Yeah.
And, I don't know. I don't think it's that good, but
it's very Dusty Springfield with the beehive and the big eyeliner. Like it is. It's very. It's like slightly Dusty Springfield. And yeah, so Samantha gives her a pep talk, and Carrie's like, "I can do this." And then Heidi Klum is behind her, and she's like, "Oh hi, do I look all right? I'm Heidi Klum."
That's literally it. She's and then she tells Carrie like how great she looks and how much she loves her outfit, I guess, which is like okay. And she's wearing the dress that Carrie was wearing earlier. Yeah. Yeah,
she's wearing the dress that Carrie was going to wear. It looks gorgeous. Yeah. And the show starts and Ed Koch comes out and it's disgusting.
It's bad to see.
I do hate this. Like, imagine, I would love if, like, Henry Kissinger randomly showed up in one episode as, I don't know, Samantha's sugar daddy.
It would be really good if it was, like, the fashion show from Zoolander, but with Henry Kissinger, where it's, like, there's just, like, this evil group, well, not evil, there's, like, this group who's, like, we're going to kill the Prime Minister of Malaysia, but then it's, like, voiced over Henry Kissinger instead, and it'd be good.
Honestly, I can't see like backstage at a fashion show and not think of Zoolander because
I can't either.
Lynn, aka Margaret Cho, is in the booth, like, okay, start the show. Heidi, you're on next. Blah blah blah. And I just hear like relax in the back of my fucking head.
Fucking just David Bowie. It's a walk off. I just imagine them getting to the end of the runway and being like, why are they not trying to pull their underwear out of their pants?
I mean, this is the Zoolander episode because there's so many fucking cameos.
You're right.
I wish Billy Zane was there just for shits and giggles.
I wish he was too. Is he ever in Sex and the City? Like, that was his era where he was still relevant.
He should be. He really should be. I was watching The Boys on Amazon the other day, and Billy Zane does show up, but just have a brief cameo, and I'm like, yes, oh my god! And that's the other thing, not to be a Billy Zane stan, but in the UK we have Empire magazine, which is, you know, the big movie magazine, and I used to subscribe to it, but I stopped. But I picked it up like a couple years ago, just out of curiosity, and he had like an advice column. And it was what was the line from Zoolander? You should listen to your friend Billy Zane. He's a cool dude. That was it.
Yes. God. You know who else was in Zoolander who should have been in Sex and the City and never was? David Duchovny. I don't think he was ever in Sex and the City.
Oh, he should have been if he wasn't. Yeah, he should play one of Carrie's boyfriends.
He should, because he was literally perfect in Zoolander.
Yeah. God. Zoolander's a great film.
It really is. I mean, there's a couple parts that I'm like,
not great,
for the most part, but I do love it. So I guess, the fashion show started, and this is the part where, like, so Carrie's very close to coming out, and she looks really good, and she's finally excited, and she's about to walk out, like, she is right before Heidi Klum. So she walks out, and then she's, like, 5 steps onto the runway, and she fucking eats. It's ass eating season. Like, she eats shit on the floor.
Well, I don't really, the heels, like, they're on with an ankle strap, but they seem to come off at the toe. And and they're also like very high stilettos. So her shoe falls the fuck off. But it's still strapped onto her foot because it's an ankle strap. So it's like, ooh. But she falls on her ass. Heidi Klum walks over her.
She fully steps over her. And then Paul takes her picture.
He comes over and takes her pictures. And Carrie's like, are you serious?
Yeah, and then Stanford calls her fashion roadkill, which I laughed at.
Yeah. And then Carrie makes the brave decision to get back up. Which, like, what else are you gonna fucking do? I guess you could kind of go off the stage and, like, run away.
She could have just rolled off.
Oh, it is so funny because, like, so when Samantha comes out, she sits back down with the other girls and she's like, wait till you see our girl, she looks beautiful. And they're all like, I'm so excited for her. And she falls, but she gets back up. And Miranda stands up and starts clapping and the whole crowd gives her a standing ovation. Which...
This is fucking like a Tumblr post.
I know.
And then everyone started clapping. Like, this is Oppa Carrie style. So...
Oh, well, I mean, you can... If you feel like being mean... which I often do, you can Google, you can just watch like compilations of models falling over at fashion shows. And
I mean, they're still going to get paid a lot of money and literally no one remembers it. So,
well, I do. No, I don't.
Well, true.
I mean, there are sort of like famous falls. Like I remember Naomi Campbell fell, but she was wearing those like humongous Vivienne Westwood shoes and fell on her. It was like understandable. Also, I think she was like 16. It was like one of her first shows.
Oh God!
But I think every model has fallen at some point. So usually there's not a clap until the end. Like. So, but I guess because she's not a model, but it is very corny that, like, everyone claps and she was so brave.
Like a standing ovation for, like, great, you showed up and finished your job.
Yeah, and Heidi Klum high-fives her.
Yeah, when she gets to the end.
Yeah, fucking hell. Like, it's so dramatic. Like, it really...
Oh, my God.
I doubt that would happen.
Uh-huh. Yeah, she gets to the end and she gives a couple spins because she's so brave and good for her. And her act of bravery inspired 3 people to also be brave.
Yeah.
Which is so inspiring. And, like first, so Samantha hung up her photo on the wall and the delivery guy sees it and he says, nice ass. And so she tips him $20 more than what she originally was going to.
Yeah.
Miranda approaches the guy at the gym and finds out what was wrong with her.
And he's like, oh, you just seem kind of full of yourself. Which, fuck off, dude.
Like, yeah, what? Like, you were the one who kept talking her up, so eat absolute shit, but whatever.
Yeah.
And then the last one is my favorite.
Charlotte... Well, she puts on, like, a nightgown and a robe, and looks at her vagina.
In a mirror, and she falls off her bed or whatever she's sitting on while trying to look.
She's enamored by it. It's amazing.
Uh-huh. I mean, I love it. So.
Yeah.
I do love that this is an act of bravery.
Didn't that guy, paint her vagina, or did that never happen?
Oh, fuck. I can't remember if he did it or not. He was going to. I can't remember if she ended up not posing. No, she did pose. She for sure posed. Because remember, they put it up in her gallery and the girls they were like, which one is yours? Ha 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 ha. And then they all were like looking at her vagina painting. So
there you go. You're right.
Yeah. So she should know what it looks like already unless he was a really bad artist. So, and then we end it with Carrie doing a strut in her apartment in her real person underwear. So
I hate these. She's wearing like tighty whities and they're disgusting.
She's always wearing these, and like anytime she's walking around her apartment, and I'm like, I don't believe that you would wear this. Like the person that you are, you probably wouldn't, but
no, I think maybe like boxers to like chill out and at home with, but not like tighty whities. Have you ever worn like underwear made for a dick?
Yeah, but not like with pants on top or something. Just like around the house, I guess.
Yeah, just with your bare vag. It feels weird. There's like this extra space and it it's not right or okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it just feels like weird.
Yeah.
To have like it's not my go-to, I guess.
It's gotta be snug.
Gotta be snug. I like a little snug. I mean, I'm just used to it, I suppose. But like, yeah, and they make her butt look fucking like saggy. They're old man ones. Like I do have a pair of American Apparel Y fronts. I'll have you know, but they're like colored. They're not like white and saggy.
Yeah, I don't like the idea of having white underwear because I don't like the second it gets even slightly dirty, it just is going to look stained and it's going to look gross, and I don't like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like dark underwear so that like even if you're like, oops, I got my period, you can just be like, that's fine. I can't see it after I wash it anyway, so it's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. But I'm not really I don't think anyone should wear white underwear except for like children, you know?
I don't even know. Children are so dirty. But
I feel like all children's underwear is like baby pink or baby blue or white. So
yeah, true.
But I definitely, I hate these, but she's like dancing and pretending to strut down the catwalk. And then she closes the door and we have the credits go. For the first time, they're not got over a black screen. They're over a still image.
Yeah, and it's like music playing that's not the closing theme. So
yeah, it's To Be Real.
Yeah, because I guess the whole thing is that like models aren't real people, but Carrie's a real person. So
that's the thing of Heidi Klum, who's nothing but nice to her.
Yeah, I know.
She's nothing but nice and professional. So, but yeah, it's Got to Be Real by Cheryl Lynn, which is a great song.
It is. I agree. Rankings.
Oh, I do just want to say David Duchovny is on Sex and the City.
What? When is he on Sex and the City?
Season 6.
Oh, fuck. Damn. Okay, cool. Well, that's exciting. I don't remember what he does.
I'm looking forward to it.
Shrimp.
Anyway, rankings.
Yes. Well, Samantha's my top this week.
That's valid. No one was really, like, invalid. I don't think that's the thing. It's like we had the trouble a while ago. Well, I think it was last week where everyone was fucking boring. And then we've had ones where everyone is terrible. But this one, I don't think anyone was really, like, that bad. Like, no one did anything bad, even Carrie.
Yeah, it was just kind of, like, fine. I thought maybe... So after Samantha, maybe Charlotte, just because I did think vagina depression was kind of funny.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, you could... I had got both of those things, but not together. So... then who's the... I don't know. I guess then Carrie and then Miranda. I don't know. Like, Miranda didn't even do anything wrong. I just found her story boring this week, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
would agree, actually. I would say you're spot on. Like, Samantha and Charlotte both are appreciating their body and taking pride in it, and I think that's really cool and really dope. And then I guess Charlotte gets a less of a point. Like, she was trying to do a nice thing for Stanford, but also she literally only knows one other gay person, so that's kind of weird.
Yeah.
But the Miranda was just a little bit boring, but I mean, good for her. And like, she did lead the standing ovation for Carrie, so she's being supportive.
That's true.
I guess, yeah, Carrie for just being a bit. She's fine.
Yeah, she was there. Yeah, okay. We don't have any questions this week, so we can just go right to Patreon. But we should, I guess, send us questions for next episode at citygirlsmakedo.tumblr.com/ask.
What's the show called?
Is this City Girls Make Do? Yeah. So send us questions. But yeah, and also give us money to Patreon. We're on Patreon. patreon.com/citygirlsmakedo. You can give us money. You can give us $1 to be a certified haymower, to get a role in Discord, to get the mummy mailbag, to get the secret looker channel, to get all kinds of stuff. And when we eventually do Keanu podcast, you'll get that too. And you could give us $5 because then you'd get all that other stuff. Plus, then you get an even specialer Discord role, and you can submit stuff for Steve Voice, and I'll read your name on the podcast. If you're Jennifer Snyder, Matt Ribeiro, Jess Ailachi, Mogu, Summergeist, PR the Disaster, or Siberian Pine Hardwood. Or you could give us $10 a month and you could be Mr. Big Spender and get a special Discord role, and you can listen to us record if you want. So that sounds pretty cool to me.
That does sound pretty cool. Like, I would like that. Also, I will say, when Stephanie transferred me the money for the Patreon, it translated to £14.88, and it scared the shit out of me. So please give us money so that I don't get the Nazi number. Thank you.
Yeah, or someone just like unsubscribe so that we could not get that number again.
Yeah.
Either way, whether you want to give us money or take money away, something needs to change. So,
or I guess like raise the British pound, or you could drop it further. I mean, fuck it.
Or you could drop the US dollar.
Yeah, we're gonna die.
Yeah, we don't want this. So, no. But yeah, you can give us money because it goes to us who make the podcast. So, yeah, but otherwise you can find us on Twitter, Tumblr at City Girls Make Do. You can find me on Twitter at Age of Oddish and on Tumblr at Windfall Island.
And you can find me on Tumblr at Dork Phoenix and on Twitter at Alex the Virgo.
You're Alex the Virgo.
I'm a Virgo. I'm Virgo?
You're Virgo?
Yes.
Yeah. Also send us questions for the mummy mailbag. We would love that. And
we need questions.
Mohe every day, we hate cops.
Mohe every day, we hate cops.
I'm so happy that this has just become the classic sign-off every single week now. It doesn't get any less true every single week. So.
No.
Happy West Coast Weed Minute!
Happy West Coast Weed Minute!
Happy West Coast Weed Minute! Nice.
Thanks, Matt. Nice.
Okay, bye.